Jean's the type of person to bring someone in to justice, while Rosaria's the type to bring them out back and shoot them. How many people has he killed? Probably hundreds. Hello, you majestic stallions and stallionettes. Today we're going to be ranking the Genshin characters by their karma rating. Ooh. Now this is a topic that personally I find really interesting. There are only two things we're going to be looking into, because the media, anime, and games have so many different ways of showing karma, but the only two things we're going to be looking for are the actions a character performs, are they good or are they bad, and the intent behind said actions, is it good or bad? With those two things in mind, the tiers are the saints with a karma rating of over 100, the upstanding citizens of a plus 50 in that ballpark, the standard normal folk with 0, which I'm sure a lot of characters are going to be in there. Then we have the mischief dabblers and the dirty hands at negative 100. Now usually this last tier would just be evil, but there's not really any evil playable characters. The worst I can say is someone has dirty hands. They have to get their hands dirty for the greater good kind of thing. But with that in mind, let's get into it. So first up, we have official Mademoiselle Amy. She's very, in terms of intent, self-centered, to say the least. I don't think she's a bad person by any means, though. Like, she might help people on occasion, you know, bring her broke best friend over for supper kind of thing, but it's not anything too spectacular in terms of good deeds, and she hasn't done anything bad either. Some people might feel uncomfortable when around her, but that's the worst I can imagine that getting to. So with that in mind, yeah, just standard normal karma. Next we have Mademoiselle Hu Tao. Hu Tao is always so fun to rank. So in terms of good actions, I mean, she tries to make your departure from this world a comfortable one, which, although her intent may be questionable at times, is it a bad thing? With that in mind, she doesn't do anything bad either. Kind of similar to Amy, actually. She might make people uncomfortable with how eccentric she is, but overall, I think she's kind of a nice middle ground. Yeah. Next up, we have Lisa. Okay, Lisa seems pretty standard. She's a librarian, so she helps. Like, the thing is, the normal folk, they can help people with minor everyday tasks, but it's not anything like upstanding where it improves someone's lives in any way. In terms of intent, I think she might be a little questionably sadistic, especially if you insult her wifey. Either way, it's a good mix of good and bad. I'd put her in the standard normal folk. Yeah. Venti? Ooh. Okay, quick thing I have to mention. For all the Archons, we're taking the whole Archon War thing off the table because they have probably killed countless people because they have to in the whole war arc. So we're talking modern day Venti. It's going to be modern day for all the gods. So modern day Venti, pretty standard. Ooh, actually, you know what? I kind of like the idea of that since he's a bard and everything, he improves people's lives through music. Because personally, I've in the past have had my life improved via music, so I'm kind of obsessed with that really interesting idea. In terms of intentions, it's a little questionable. He's a little bit of a man of the drink, but it's not harmful unless it's to his own liver. But then again, he's a god. He probably has a liver of steel. But due to the whole music aspect, I'm gonna put him an upstanding citizen because music is definitely a way to heal the soul, if you will. I sound like a hippie, Jesus. Ganyu is a saint, yeah, because she is so selfless to the point where I find it kind of insane. She never prioritizes her own health and her own well-being. The only thing she seems to care about is the safety and prosperity of Liyue as a whole. And the only potential argument I could see with this one is that since it's her contract, it might be, you know, she's only doing it because her contract entails. I don't think that's the case at this point. I think maybe early on in her helping people as a part of the Liyue ministry career, she might have done it just because she had to, but I think she's definitely at the point where she helps people just because she likes helping people. Next we have Zhang Ling, improving the lives through food. I think that's very in the moment. I don't think you're gonna go home and be like, golly gosh darn, best meal I ever had. I'm gonna do something with my life now. No, I don't think that's happening. But yeah, she definitely helps people. Her intentions are, I mean, she just likes to cook and she likes to see the smile on her patrons' faces. You know what? Should I put her in upstanding citizen? No. We're gonna keep her in standard, normal, everyday folk, yeah. Next up, we have Kaya. Kaya, I can imagine doing no wrong. No. Actually, you know what? To be fair, he's very good with Klee. He does make his rounds at the senior citizens' homes to help out the elderly. But in terms of potential crimes he's committed, I can imagine him being a Naku weed dealer at some point in his life to get by. And has he killed anyone? See, his smug face kind of just screams to me, yeah, I killed someone and I got away with it too. Yo, for sure. Okay, yeah. Nah, he has had his hands dirty in the past. He definitely helps people, but the act of killing, yeah, that's a big lowering of karma. Obviously, if there's a big justification for it, like if you're saving someone's life, that's a different story. But for Kaya, yeah, we're gonna keep him there. Next, we have the beautiful Eula. Ooh. It's kind of selfless in the sense that she does everything to restore her family honor. Actually, yeah, she does a lot of good for like just normal citizens of Mondstadt, but never gets any praise for it. In fact, she often gets ridiculed because of her whole Lawrence clan tie-in, but she still does good for everyone. You know what? Yeah, Eula's an upstanding citizen. I don't think she's quite a saint because, you know, she's a little too sassy for that. But she does a lot of good without much reward. And yeah, I think she'd have a good karma for sure. Homeless wolf boy. The thing is, he has so many people helping him, and I don't think he's at the mental capacity to really help anyone else because he's in his whole getting into society arc right now. And in terms of intention, I think his mildly small brain, I don't think there's much going on there. For sure, he'd want to protect his friends, but that's as far as that would go, and I think it's a lot of give and take with him. Yeah, we're gonna keep him in standard karma as well. When he gets into his whole helping people out arc, he'll go up, but for now, standard karma. Yeah. Next, we have Best Girl. How can I insert my bias into the... Ooh, I found a way. Okay. So since she's the firework queen and everyone in Inazuma watches her fireworks are very morally upbringing. It makes people happy to see fireworks. And as big as Inazuma is, so many people being made happy because of Yoimiya's work, that's a good thing, man. Also, she's really good with the kids. If your child suffers from parental neglect and they just find Yoimiya, they're not gonna be neglected no more. So yeah, Yoimiya's gonna be an upstanding citizen. Honestly, she could definitely be just standard karma because she is a little cray-cray, but I don't care. She's going there. Next, we have Sayu. Ooh, she's a ninja. Do ninjas kind of like off people a lot? No, she's more of a reconnaissance type of ninja, and she is helping Inazuma in terms of, you know, gathering intel from sussy individuals. Her intent, though, is kind of self-centered, and she just wants to go home and sleep, grow up nice and healthy, which it's kind of normal, actually. You know what? For her service to Inazuma, this might be debatable. I feel like she should be in standard, but I gotta give her some love. Yeah, Sayu's kind of a good person, actually. Actually, no. We're gonna put her in standard. Towards the end of the video, I'm gonna organize everything and she'll probably be near the top. But yeah, no. She's standard. We're keeping her there. Next up, we have Kazuha, the hippie wanderer. See, Kazuha has definitely done some good. In terms of the whole Inazuma war arc, he stood up to the tyrannical overlord that is Raiden. But besides for that, he seems like a very passive man. He will help people because he's just a good, swell guy, but he's more of a wanderer and just likes to keep to himself. I'm gonna put him in upstanding citizen just because he has done some pretty big good deeds in the past. But he's debatable between standard and upstanding citizen, I think. Yeah. Yanfei as a lawyer fights for justice. With that in mind, she's definitely helped a lot of clients and brought a lot of baddies behind bars, I'm sure. In terms of her intent as well, I think it's a bit of a tie-in between she just loves law, which we've clearly seen a lot, and it's also a mix of she just likes to help people. And you know what, yeah, if it's a lawyer and someone who just has a job based around helping people in that sense, I'm gonna put her an upstanding citizen. It would make sense. Zhongli is the most passive individual on this entire list, which is ironic because he probably has the highest body count out of everyone because of the Archon War. But modern day Zhongli is very simple. He wants to watch from the sidelines as his nation grows with the citizens of modern day Liyue. And his whole approach to the growth of his country, I kind of like a lot, but I think the fact that he didn't do anything is the biggest thing he did, which kind of sounds contradictory and weird in its own way. But overall, I'm gonna put him in standard normal because of how passive he is. Next up, we have Klee. Will her pure innocent demeanor save her this time? No. This girl has probably caused more property damage than the game lets us on to know. And the thing is, with property damage, you're poorly affecting the lives of several people in Mondstadt. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's about half the population at this point that has suffered from Klee's little antics. But she doesn't intend to like harm anyone or anything. But I don't think she really intends anything at all, except for having a jolly old time. That's the thing, Klee just wants to have fun. It's just that it's a result of countless millions of dollars of property damage. But yeah, Klee is a mischief dabbler. I think when she's older, she'll go up because she'll have higher self-control. But for now, yeah, she's staying there. Next up, we have Kexing, who's done a lot for Liyue. I'm really upset that we didn't get much of her this lantern, right? Grr, very triggered. But honestly, even the bits that we did get of her kind of just cement the fact that she's an upstanding, high karma citizen. Because her intentions are kind of as pure as they come, especially because she has ties in with like the government. She just wants to help Liyue, and just seeing her citizens happy makes her happy. And I like that, man. It's really wholesome. I don't think she's quite on the saint tier like Ganyu is, because she's really sassy. She can be kind of harsh with people sometimes. But yeah, she is a high karma mademoiselle. Next up, we have Noelle. Now let's see here. She's selfless. She helps everyone out without much of any compensation. She wants to get into a profession where all she does is help people. Even though she isn't in that profession, all she does is help people. You see where I'm going with this. Yeah, Noelle's a saint. I don't think we have to talk much about her. She's as pure as they come. Next, we got Chi-Chi. In terms of intention, brain dead. I don't think there's much going on there. But she does help out at the pharmacy. And I can imagine a lot of customers like having a smile on their face when Chi-Chi serves them, because she's just kind of precious. But the fact that she has literally nothing going on up there is kind of hilarious. But she's still overall a good person, but in the standard form. She's not particularly high karma, you know what I mean? Next we got Jin Yan. Again, similar to Venti, the whole music thing improving the lives of everyone, I find awesome. And her intention behind it is she wants to have fun while also making everyone happy, which is the perfect balance for just a healthy life, honestly. And she's never wronged anyone either. Like, has anyone been poorly affected by Jin Yan? I don't think so, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna keep her an upstanding citizen. Next we got Xiao. Oh my, wait. Xiao's whole thing is bad karma. Oh my god, wait, why? I didn't even think about that when I made this list. Okay, you know what? We're gonna make a special tier for Xiao. This isn't, trust me, this is not me disliking Xiao. I love the man. But he is a unique snowflake in the sense that he radiates bad, evil karma, kind of. And it's not his intention. The thing is, he's constantly protecting Liyue from threats. It's just the countless things he's killed and the countless years of being in combat have gotten to him. And he's at a point where he just radiates negative energy, which is sad because he's a wholesome boy. You know what? No, we're putting King Xiao. Okay, anyway, Xiao's going at the bottom, not because I dislike him. Trust me, I love the man. If there is a character in this game who I've gone from being so not feeling much about to loving the character, it's Xiao. Like, it's insane. Jean, as a Knight of Favonius, she's very selfless, similar to Ganyu in the fact that she'll make herself suffer for the sake of her country by just overworking herself to death, which I don't recommend doing, guys. Tis, no. But overall, I think she is a saint. Her intentions are just to serve her country, and I mean, she's helping countless people every day. Everyone seems to love her. Yeah, I think Jean is a saint. Next, we have Jing Chou, the abuser of Popsicle Boy, the teasing meanie bobini. Nah, wait, doesn't he have the whole obsession with justice thing going for him? But has he ever really acted on that? I don't think so. I think that's just his moral compass. Has he helped anyone? I'm sure, like, again, similar to like a lot of these characters, he's helped people in their daily lives a little bit, but not so much where it elevates him to a whole nother level. So yeah, commerce boy, book boy, standard karma boy. Mona, oh my god, wait, okay, this is gonna be a really interesting one. So Mona is either a big hit or a big miss, and let me tell you why. So Mona's whole thing is that she tells people's divinations. Now, if she sees in the divination that the future you're going down, the path that you want to take leads to nothing, she is going to straight up tell you that your path is pointless. There's no reason for you to follow your dreams because they don't go anywhere, which is brutally harsh. I cannot stress that enough. But at the same time, she's kind of trying to help you in a weird way, because you're going to know that, okay, if this lady tells me I shouldn't follow my dreams, you're either going to push even harder for those dreams or you'll give up. It's tricky. Mona's a very tricky character to get behind in this sense. However, at the same time, she could also save people's lives via divinations. Ooh, I'm gonna put her in standard neutral. Honestly, I'm not a fan of her approach, so I'm tempted to put her here. But you know what? Since I'm doing the tier list, I'm gonna put her in Mischief Dabbler because I think it's a little too harsh the way she is sometimes. Because it could be potentially life-ruining what she does. And I get she sees it in a positive light, and I'm sure some people do. But I'm gonna keep her there. This is definitely subjective though. Next we have the Traveler. Okay, the thing with the Traveler is even though their intentions are just make the money, save the Oni-chan, One-chan, I don't think it matters because they've done so much good for the world at this point. They've saved a nation from a dragon. They've taken down an oppressive leader of a country. They've done so much good where their intention doesn't even matter anymore. And for that reason alone, I gotta keep them in the Saints. Yeah, they've done too much, man. Next up, we have Rosaria, the sister of the church, who's an assassin. Yeah, when I think of Dirty Hands, Rosaria is definitely one of the characters that comes to mind. This is by no means saying she's a bad person, because she's protecting her nation, right? From the shadows. But the people who do that are gonna have bad karma because they're killing a bunch of people. Sure, they're potentially a threat to Mondstadt, but those people have families, man. And yeah, she's had a rough upbringing too, so I see why she's in the profession she's in. I've gotta keep her in Dirty Hands, because again, we do not condone the killing of people. Comparing someone like Jean to Rosaria, I know it's like literally like night and day, but Jean's the type of person to bring someone in to justice, while Rosaria's the type to bring them out back and shoot them. Next, we have our resident mad scientist. I think she's simple. I think she's probably going to be in the neutral category, although her intentions, I can imagine her prioritizing her experiments more than the lives of the innocent. Okay, that might be a stretch. She's not going to put anyone's life in danger, but there might be some side effects that are less than optimal for some people. But then on the contrary, she does help people with her alchemy from time to time. So yeah, a standard karma lady. Next, we have Tartaglia. This man is going to hell. No, okay. Open-minded, Mr. Bonk. So, he's improving the life of his brother. Him and his brother get along swimmingly, and he's made it so his brother has a good upbringing. That's one life he's improved. Very nice. How many people has he killed? Probably hundreds. However, they are on the battlefield, yes. But again, those folk, they got them families, and their wives and kids at home are probably not gonna be that happy. So yeah, the Chad of War is gonna go in Dirty Hands, because he's definitely done a lot of questionable things for sure. Next up, we got Ningguang. Okay, so I think Ningguang's the perfect example of goods outweigh the bads, because I'm sure she's had to get her hands dirty for the sake of her country, but at the same time, she's the reason, or at least one of the reasons, why her country is so prosperous and all of her citizens are so happy. And at the same time, she's also very selfless. Remember the whole her chucking the Jade Chamber into Osile way back when? That was a selfless act. Basically, she doesn't value her life as much as she values the life of Liyue, her citizens. And you know what? I'm actually gonna put her in Saint, because even though she might have done a bad thing or two, the goods outweigh the bad by so much. Yeah, I'm gonna put her there. That might be a little subjective. I can see her being here, but overall, she's done too much good. Next up, we have Raiden. I'm about to offend so many people. All right, let's bring up the sin counter. So, she started the Vision Hunt decree, resulting in the confiscation of many people's visions, which in turn made those people lose their ambitions, thus ruining their lives. Yes, the visions were returned after a while, but we are unsure if they were ever to get back to their prime when they had their vision in the first place. Secondly, she threw her son out the house into the wild because she didn't know what being a parent was, which, aw, so sad. In turn, the child suffered from parental neglect, went on mass genocide, killing most likely hundreds of thousands of people, and finally, she just kind of started a whole war in her country. These things are fine because she's emotionally sad and has been through a lot, right? No, I'm sorry, guys. No. I'm not saying I dislike her as a character, I think she's a good character, but is she a good person? Trust me, you're gonna have to do a lot. You're gonna have to live for thousands of years to atone for what you've done, girl, trust me. Next up, we have Kujo Sara, the Raiden simp. She is basically the enforcer of law in Inazuma, although she doesn't, you know, make anyone particularly happy or improves their lives, because Sara kind of has a job where anyone I can picture doing her job. Has Sara helped anyone? I don't think she has directly. Technically, because she's an enforcer of law, she might have indirectly. I'm gonna put her in Mischief Dabbler just because I feel like she's probably offed quite a few people, but the thing is, it's her job, so I'm not gonna dock her too many points for that. But yeah, I'm gonna put her there. I'm sure she has a good mix of bringing people in and offing them when they get out of hand. Yeah, we're gonna leave her there. Next, we have Kokomi. Now, the thing is, Kokomi kind of had a whole major role to play in ending the war that Raiden started, and indirectly, that kind of just saved the lives of a whole bunch of people. Like, she started the resistance to fight back against an abusive, tyrannical overlord. And yeah, again, people died in the war, but she herself is very kind. When people need to rest, she will tell you, you best stay in that bed, young man. And as a healer, I'm sure she's literally saved lives in the sense that she's made people recover from their injuries and stuff. Yeah, I think Kokomi's overall a saint. Aloy, I'll just do because someone got upset when I just skipped her completely last time. With that in mind, I'll just put her in standard. She's a hunter. She lives off the land. Seems very passive. Yeah, that's as far as I'm going with that. Next up, we have Toma. I'm wondering why every tier list I seem to make, he's at the top. Yeah, no, my man's intentions are as pure as they come. He legit just wants to help people out, and it's not even just the Kamisato clan who took him in. It's literally everyone. The only thing is he may bargain from time to time with those, you know, those traders in Port Rito, but that's kind of just the name of the game at that point. Yeah, this is a simple one. I don't think anyone's debating where my man Toma's karma is. Yeah. Ito! Okay, does Ito have good karma? I mean, he's definitely a bit self-centered, and that's putting it very lightly. But the thing with Ito is he just oozes charisma, and that's kind of the reason why I love him so much. But in terms of deeds, we'll start with bad. In terms of bad deeds, I don't think he's done, like, much to affect anyone in a negative way, besides for the occasional minor inconvenience. I think that's as far as the negative things he does goes, but in terms of positive, having a brain fart here. Okay, remember the whole Blue Oni quest line where he was saving the Blue Oni guy? I just remember that whole quest because I had a friend watching me play it. They just kept calling Ito, good man, good man. But it is just one person though. I'll put him in standard karma though. I think that's a good place for him. Yeah. Next we have Chief Alchemist Albedo and also artist. The thing is, he's kind of killed himself a couple of times. The whole clone thing is way too complicated for me to get into, so we're gonna kind of take that off the table because it's just him, really. Besides for that, he does kind of help the people of Mondstadt in a bunch of different ways because he's an artist, so people like his art and they're happy when they see that. He's also Chief Alchemist, so he can help people in that regard. I'm gonna put him in Upstanding Citizen just because he has such a big portfolio, and I'm sure he's helped more than a couple of people. Yeah. Next up, we got the Pirate Queen. Ooh, do you think Beidou's killed a couple of people? Yeah, Beidou's definitely has a bit of a body count. I think it's more than likely due to naval warfare. And even though she's protecting her crew, like I can imagine it being mostly self-defense when she offs somebody. That's still gonna dock her a couple of karma points no matter what. But at the same time, she's definitely done a lot of good for Liyue as a whole. Yeah, because I can imagine Ningguang employing her on a lot of different occasions. It's tricky. I think it's debatable between standard and a little bit of a mischief dabbler, but I'm gonna keep her in standard. I think that's a better spot for her. All right, Fox Boy. As Miss Hina, he's helping a lot of people, and his intentions are pure during the whole matter. It's just Miko's method of advertising is a little unpure. Besides for that, during the whole war arc, he definitely helped a lot of his brothers in arms, and I can imagine he's probably saved a couple of people. Yeah, this is kind of tricky. I'm gonna put him at the bottom of Upstanding Citizen. It's debatable he can go in normal as well, but I'm gonna put him towards the bottom because he helps a lot of people. Next up, we have Diona. Now, okay, Diona's kind of a walking contradiction because she's trying to get people to stop drinking, which honestly, good for her. That's a good thing to do. Her method of getting them to stop drinking is to give them alcohol poisoning, which is, trust me, if you've had alcohol poisoning, that is not a good thing to have. And the funny thing is, all of the drinks she tries to poison people with end up being the best thing ever, which is the funniest thing. I think she's a good example of standard. This is the most I've ever thought about Diona, but this is a good spot for her. Yeah. All right, Shenhe. Ooh, tricky. I mean, she definitely almost offed a couple of people before her whole getting integrated to society arc. But no, I don't think she's actually ever killed a human being before. And you know what? She did help save Liu that one time from Xiao's wife. So that's a lot of good karma points because you're protecting a whole nation. And her intentions, I can imagine being rather wholesome because of how simple-minded she is. I'm kind of surprised with this one, but I'm actually going to put her in good karma. Next up, we have Yun Jin. Similar to Jin Yan, the whole music thing, improving people's lives, is such a vibe to me. And the thing is with her is it's not just music. She's in the performing arts. She dances, she sings. It's an experience, to say the least, when you watch Yun Jin. And I'm just kind of remembering how happy Shenhe was when she was watching Yun Jin perform. And I think that's the perfect example of how people are positively affected by performance. Yeah, I'm gonna put her an upstanding citizen as well. Next we have Monsieur Batman. Now, he's at least almost killed somebody who is also on this list, even though he definitely probably had malicious intentions. I can imagine D-Lux definitely killed some people, without a doubt. And he definitely seems like the type to me where, yes, he's protecting Mondstadt from the shadows in his own weird way, and I feel he's the type to just harbor all of the bad karma himself so that others can live in peace. Actually, wait, would D-Lux even care if other people? I don't know. I'm gonna say he will care. I'll put him in dirty hands reluctantly, but he is a good man, without a doubt. Yes. Oh, look, it's my favorite character ever. OMG. Okay, Miko's intentions are obviously questionable. However, she did kind of play a whole role into getting A to calm the heck down. Which definitely indirectly saves some lives for sure. But I don't know, it's just the fact that she's so conniving, man. I can imagine she's ruined a lot of people's days for sure. But in terms of long-lasting damage, I mean, Goro's kind of traumatized by her. And he's probably not the only one. I'll put her in Mischief Dabbler. I think Mischief Dabbler definitely suits her just entire existence. She's a Mischief Dabbler. Yeah, the whole reason why I'm not putting her lower is because of the whole helping Inazuma out during the Raiden arc. Yeah, she's gonna stay there. All right, next up we have a true Christian, the opposite of Rosario. And yeah, you know how many people go to this chick for advice? And she doesn't think she's ever doing much, but she's helping so many people without the realization that she's doing good, which I kind of just respect a lot. It definitely adds a whole vibe of her just being very selfless. And in terms of her intentions, yeah, I think they're mostly pure. It's just she needs to prioritize her mental well-being every now and then because she's improving the lives of people as a Christian and as an idol. So it might be a lot for her plate, to say the least. But yeah, I think she's a literal saint, yes. Next up, we have the suave man himself, who I am sure has gotten his hands dirty for the sake of the clan. But the thing is, he definitely doesn't seem like the type of person to initiate beef. He seems like the type to retaliate when he needs to. But with that in mind, I'm not gonna dock him many points because he cares about his clan. His intentions are just for the prosperity of his people. With that in mind, I'll put him in upstanding citizen, actually. I think that's where he belongs. Yeah. Yelan, my love over here, has probably killed more people than anyone else on this list, with the exception of Raiden, obviously. And it's all really been just under the table in terms of it's for the sake of Liu, right? Her intentions, I think it's kind of a mix. Part of it is for the peace of Liu, and the other half is because that's just the line of work she takes pride in, and she's really good at it. And at the end of the day, she just wants a comfortable life, which I really respect. But when I think of Dirty Hands, Yelan's another character that just kind of comes to mind in an instant. So I'm gonna put her there, yeah. Next up, we have Amber. Yeah, I don't have much of a doubts about this. Pretty much everyone who comes through the gate, she's kind of just helping them out. Every time she sees someone in trouble, she's like, "Is you lost? Do you need the Outriders' assistance, Monsieur?" yeah. And she's just kind of a good apple. Yeah, she goes out of her way to help people. Her intentions are just everyone's happy. If everyone's happy, she's happy. And you can debatably put her here because she might have not helped that many people, but I feel like she has. She's the first person to help the traveler. Like, come on, I have to put her there. Benny Boy is tricky because his intentions are pure. It's just his actions, although not, again, his intent, can be very harmful to those around him. Literally his whole hangout event, one of the routes was just everyone complaining like, everyone who's adventured with him has suffered, which again, it's not his intention, so I don't want to dock him. But if people are getting injured because of him, I gotta dock him some points for sure. He's a good man though, but we are gonna put him in the mischief dabblers. Ayaka is a straight up cinnamon bun. Similar to Ayato, they both just want the well-being of their clan. I think Ayaka's intentions are more precious though. Like she cares more about helping people while Ayato is more of just helping his people. So with that in mind, I'll put her in a tier above in the Saints category because Ayaka just like, look at her. She looks like a wholesome cinnamon bun. Shinobu just strikes me as someone who wants to stay neutral. I mean, she definitely saves people from the minor inconvenience, which is the Arataki gang. But aside from that, she's very give and take, which I vibe with on a spiritual level. And I think Shinobu's kind of the epitome of what it means to have standard karma. Yeah, I'm gonna put her there. Heizo, my man has a profession where he kind of is always helping people. I don't think he's helping them in, a life-changing way, mind you, but he's definitely a good dude. Intention-wise, he just kind of seems like he enjoys his job and likes helping people. I'm just wondering if his good deeds are enough to get him up here. Yeah, I think they are. Just barely, mind you, but I think he's an upstanding citizen. Next, we got Tainari. Ooh. Is Tainari a saint? Because he's a doctor, first of all. He's saving countless people from getting themselves into trouble in the forests. And I'm sure he saved people from life-threatening infections and stuff too as a forest ranger. I think Tainari's actually a saint. Yeah, I mean, he is sassy and everything and kind of rude, but he's a good person at heart. Yeah, he's a saint. Surprisingly enough. Next up, we have Kale, the cinnamon bun Vietnam flashback girl. As a forest ranger, I can imagine she helps a lot of people, not quite on the same level as Cassie McGee over here, but I think her intentions are probably really pure as well. She just wants to save people from struggling because she's been in a struggle her whole life. Yeah, I'm gonna put her in upstanding citizen because I definitely don't think she has the experience to save as many people as Tagnari does, but she for sure helps a lot. Next we have Genshin's resident arms dealer. Okay, Dory. In terms of intentions, honestly, all she really wants is to bring home that illegal cash. And I don't think that's really poorly affecting anybody else. It's just that I feel some of the things she sells, if someone uses them, it could cause potentially harmful side effects. I'm gonna put her in a mischief dabbler because she hasn't really harmed anyone that badly directly, but she's definitely a committer of crimes, and people might make questionable life decisions with the stuff she sells. So yeah, we're gonna put her in mischief dabbler. Next up, we have Nilou. Nilou's either a saint or an upstanding citizen, because she's very selfless. Everything she seems to do is for either the sake of her audience or for her family. Her family being the Grand Bazaar itself, like everyone who lives there. I do also remember this one NPC in the audience, like, I want to be like Nilou when I'm older, and it was just really wholesome. Oh, I like that a lot. This one's debatable. I'm gonna put her in saints just because it's too wholesome, bro. It's too wholesome. Do I have to move Yun Jin up too now? No. We're gonna keep her here. Yeah. Next we got Justice Boy. Another man who has to dirty his hands. Yes, it's for the sake of Sumeru in its entirety, and I'm sure his intentions are very righteous, to say the least. He's a very righteous man, but still, I gotta deduct those points for killing people. The NPCs, man, they have families at home, man. However, this is not me saying Sino is a bad person. A lot of these people down here aren't really bad people. Like maybe like 3 of them are, but not all of them. It's just that someone has to get their hands dirty, and it just so happens to be Sino. Next up, we have Candace, the literal protector of Aru Village. Actually, wait, didn't she save our lives the first time we met her? Yeah, and I'm sure she's also saved many people from just the desert elements of nature a lot, as long as you don't intend harm on her and her homies. Yeah, I think is she a saint? Yeah, I don't think she's the type, even if you cross her, I don't think she would kill you. I think she would just exile you from the village, and then just nature would kill you. But yeah, she protects all of her homies. Everyone likes her. Her intentions are just to help her village, which is wholesome. I like that. Yeah, Candace has good karma. Next, we got Nahida. Yep, this is an easy one. You know how many people this girl has saved? And you know how many people are ungrateful for not appreciating all that Nahida's done for them? Even the bad guys in the Archon quest, when it was over, Sina was like, yeah, we should kill him. And then Nahida was just like, no, it's fine. Just give them a couple years in the slammer. Like, she's too precious, bro. She's too kind for this world. And as an Archon, even though she has the least experience, she's debatably the best. I kind of go between her and Zhongli just because I personally like Zhongli's approach into helping his nation. But the fact that she's the youngest, yeah, she's a saint. Right off the bat, this is an easy choice. Yeah. Next, we got Lila. I think Lila's very neutral. She seems like the type who wants a quiet and peaceful life. Yeah, all the things she's researching and studying at school are gonna help people in the future for sure, but I don't think it's gonna be on like a super duper level. And just current Lila, I think is very standard. She just wants to retire with her shroom buddies. It's kind of it, man. Yeah. Next, we got my boy, best boy, Wanderer. Even my bias can't save him from this one. Yeah, I know part of the reason why my son turned out this way was due to his poor upbringing, but I can't just absolve him of all his crimes like that. He definitely was the type to just kill one of his men just for stepping out of line or talking back to him. And his intent, I can imagine, is not selfless, to say the least. That's putting it very gently. And yeah, he is definitely on the path to a better future. But those sins, my boy, I think you're gonna have to save maybe a country's worth of people to absolve you of all sin altogether. Yeah. Next, we got Chung Yun, who was supposed to be higher on this list. It's just I mixed it up beforehand because I wanted to change up the beginning of this tier list, you feel me? But he has the whole yin energy thing, doesn't he? And isn't that kind of the opposite of Xiao, if I'm correct? I'm sure I might be a little off, but doesn't that just mean he radiates positivity? Yeah, because all the like evil spirits and stuff are kind of spooked by him. So he kind of has an unfair advantage right off the bat. And he does help a lot of people in his line because spirits can be harmful, and when he exercises them, he's kind of indirectly saving some lives. Yeah, okay, I'll put him in Saint. He does have the unfair advantage, but it's fine. He's a good kid. Next, we got Professor Sass. Overall, I think she seems pretty neutral. She helps her students, I guess, in terms of implanting knowledge in their brains, but does that increase her karma? I guess kind of. But at the same time, I can also imagine her students being a little spooked by her, and she's definitely the type to call you stupid when she thinks you're stupid. Her intent is probably kind of a mix of her pride, but at the same time also wanting to help her students. I think she's neutral overall. I'm gonna keep her there. I think that's a good spot for her, yeah. Yao Yao is the youngest saint ever, and I will accept no debate. My girl is literally helping everyone, and she's like 10 years old. Legit, this girl's kindness seems to know no bounds, and even though they can kind of be seen as small favors, that stuff adds up, bro. And her intentions are she just wants to help people. And the whole her and Chi-Chi is just the most precious thing and wholesome, and oh my god, I can't, man. But yeah, without a doubt, she's perfect. She's the pure-spirited, 100% good karma girl, yes. Al-Haytham is the king of not caring, but at the same time, he's actually helped a lot of people, but I don't think that's always his intention. Because I think every time he actually goes out of his way to help someone, he expects some rent money as compensation. But outside of that, I think the help he provides people is completely unintentional. I'm gonna put him in standard. When the list is over, he's definitely gonna be towards the top, but we're gonna keep him there. I think that's a good spot for him. Next, we got Dea. See, Dea's a merc, and I'm sure she's had to do some sketchy job. Well, actually, maybe not, because she definitely seems to have a good moral compass, and I don't think she'd take on any job that was too sussy, if you feel me. In terms of people she's killed, I can definitely imagine them being just other mercs or other people who are fighting. And when you're fighting in just a duel, it feels not as bad as you just killing an informant or assassinating someone. It's kind of a different vibe. I'm still gonna put her in Mischief Dabblers because she's definitely killed a couple of people in her line of work, but I don't think it's full out dirty hands. And her high moral compass, she has righteous intentions. Yeah, I'm gonna keep her there. Mika, I don't know enough about the kid. He seems nice. I kind of wish he'd grow a pair. It's a joke, guys. But we'll keep him in standard. I feel he's probably gonna stay there regardless. All right, now we're gonna order everything in a snap of a finger. Okay, here's the new order, guys. When I was in the process of making this, Dedea character trailer came out, and let's just say some changes had to be made. Bro, she's awesome. It is actually awesome. Oh my god. I hope people who saw where I placed her before see where I place her now, because I'm sorry. When you're taking care of orphans, yeah, if I kept her down here, that would be a cardinal sin. No, thank you. But with that in mind, guys, this is the final list, the order I would put all these characters in. And yeah, that's everything. Thanks for watching, guys. This was a much longer video, the longest I've ever done, and it's taken me quite a long time to make it. I'm sorry if there's parts that aren't the most entertaining, but I still hope you had a decent time with me. And with that, take care, guys, and have a good one.